Hi everyone, welcome to Themes Code. Today in this video training, we will learn how to create a nice customizable table on our WordPress website. We are going to create a beautiful table that will look like this. As you can see, the table is fully responsive. It looks perfect on smartphones, laptops, and other devices. This one is a model table for the employees of a company. The table shows their profile images, names, designations, joining dates, and total service periods. The plugin we are going to use to implement the table design is called TablePress. We will go through the following steps in this tutorial. Step 1. Install the TablePress plugin. Step 2. Create and design a table. Step 3. Table manipulation. Step 4. Table options. Step 5. Features of the DataTables JavaScript library. Step 6. Exploring the plugin Subtabs. Well, let's dive in. First thing first, let's install the plugin on our site. As you can see, I'm on the dashboard of my WordPress website. Let's navigate to Plugins and then click Add New. Now search for TablePress. Here is the plugin we are looking for. Let's hit Install now and then click Activate. The plugin has been successfully installed and activated. You can see a new tab named TablePress has been added in the sidebar. Step number 1 is complete. Let's click the TablePress tab in the sidebar. These are the options for the plugin. Click this link to view all the tables that have been created on the site so far. It's the only table on the site at the moment. Let's preview it. You can see that this table shows the products our company sells. Let's close the preview. Now switch to the Add New Sub tab. Here we are going to design our project, which is a new table. Let me remind you how our targeted design looks. Here is the table. Assume that it's about a company's current employees. Here are their profile images, names, designations, joining dates, and total service periods. Well, now let's switch tabs. Let's name this table as Table of Employees. Now you add a description to the table, although it's optional. As you can see from the project design, our table needs to have 6 rows, including the header. And 5 columns. So let's select 6 for the rows and 5 for the columns. Don't worry, you can change this later according to your needs. Now hit the Add Table button. Here is the table ID on the side. This is the shortcode for the table. We'll use the top row as the header. So let's type profile image in the first cell. Name in the second cell. Designation in the third cell. Joining date in the fourth cell. And total service period in the fifth cell of the top row. Let's peek at the data for the first employee. John Peterson, manager, September 9, 2018, 3 years. Let's input these values. As for the first cell, in the second row, we are going to insert an image of the employee. So let's hit the Insert Image button. This message tells you to click the cell where we want to insert an image. Okay, then let's do it. Let's say this is John's profile image, so let's choose it. Now click Insert into Table. As you can see, a little bit of code has been added here. It represents the image. We need to shorten the width and the height of the image. Now we can make the cell smaller. So all the data, including the profile image, have been input for the first employee. Now the second employee. Now that we have set the values for our table, let's hit the Save Changes. We have implemented our design, so let's preview the table. As you can see, we have achieved our target. However, you also need to know how to display a newly created table on an existing post or page. So let's see how to do that. First, copy this shortcode for the table. Navigate to the post or pages you want to display the table. Start editing that. Choose where on the page you will display the table. Let's say we want our table below the title. So let's click here. Now click the plus icon. Search for shortcode if needed. Put the shortcode here. Now let's save and preview the page. Here is the table we created a few moments ago. A visitor can sort the items in a particular column in alphabetical, ascending, or descending order. Here is an edit link. Click this to get to the settings of the table. Let's learn how to sort column items in the backend. Try descending order for the name column. You can see that the names have been reordered. Let's preview the change we just made. The same thing is reflected in the preview too. Let's get back to the original look of the table. So the thing is that we have successfully completed the design of our desired table and displayed it on our web page. Here, the step number 2 is complete. Now on to step number 3. In this step, we are going to manipulate our newly created table. That means we will change its design and customize it. Let's first see how to insert a link. We want that when John's name is clicked, his site for personal profile will show in a new tab. Okay, then let's copy the site URL. Now hit insert link. This message just tells us to select the cell we are going to insert the link into. Hit OK. So let's select this cell and the full name. Let's paste the URL here. The link text is John Peterson because we selected his full name. Let's select to open the tab in a new tab. Now click Add Link. Let's preview the table. You can see that John's name is now a link. Let's click it and we are directed to his personal profile site. Okay, let's close it and close the preview. We already used the insert image button when we inserted the employee's profile image. Let's try Advanced Editor. Click a cell. The Advanced Editor shows up. Here you can add media. Media means images and video clips. Let's try a video clip. The clip has been inserted. Let's resize the clip display area, make it smaller. Other than media, you can format any text here with bold, italic, link, and these are options. Now let's hit OK. Go ahead and preview the table. See, the video clip is here. Let's play it. Isn't it amazing to display a video clip on a website table cell? Okay, then let's close the preview. Now let's see how to hide particular rows and columns. Let's select this row. It's the row for Jason Anderson. Now click Hide. Note that the background color for the row has been changed. So, should a particular row or column show this background color, you will have to assume it is certainly hidden. Now preview the table. See, the row for Jason is now hidden. It doesn't show. Now, how to show it again? Simply select the row and click Show. Now the background color has changed back to normal. The same hide and show concept applies to columns. Now let's see how to duplicate, insert, and delete rows and columns. Let's select this row for Steven and then click Duplicate. See, the row has been duplicated. It also reflects on the preview. Let's insert a new row before this one. So select the row and click Insert. As you can see, the desired row has been inserted. You can move the row to any position by drag and drop. Now let's see how to delete a row. Let's select the row we have just inserted and the duplicated row. Now hit delete. It's just a confirmation. Let's click OK. You can see that the row has been deleted. The same duplicate, insert, and delete concepts applies to columns. If you want to add more than one row or column at a time, use these options. Just input how many rows and columns you want to add. Now click Add. As you can see, additional rows and columns have been created. Let's select them and click Delete. OK, now the table looks normal. With that said, step number 3 of this video is complete. Now step number 4, table options. The first option here is table head row. If you enable this, the first row of the table is the table header. Most users prefer this, that's why it is enabled by default. This is the reason all the text in the cells of the first row are bold. Let me show you. Let's preview the table. See, the text are bold. Plus, the top row has a special background color. Close the preview. Let's scroll down. Almost the same concept applies to table footer row. Let's enable it. Now preview the table. As you can see, all the text in the bottom row are bold now. In addition, the row has a nice background color, just like the top one. However, this practice of using bottom row as the table footer is generally avoided. So let's close the preview, scroll down and disable this. The next option is alternating row colors. This one is currently enabled. That's why the table has alternating row colors, as you can see here. The next option is row hover highlighting. This one does highlight a row when the mouse cursor hovers above it by changing it background color. The next option is print table name. Let's enable it. You have two sub options here to show the table name above the table or below the table. Now preview the table. You can see this table name above the table. Now let's choose below. See, this time the table name shows below the table. However, this is not convenient, so let's choose above instead. The same thing applies to this option named Print Table Description. Let's enable it and preview the table. See, the description is placed right below the table. You may place it above the table if you want to. All you have to do is choose above instead. You can put your extra CSS classes here in this box. Well then, we have completed step number 4. Let's hit Save Changes. Now on to step number 5, Features of the DataTable JavaScript library. Here you need to enable Use DataTables. Otherwise, the following options won't work. Enable this option to let visitors sort the table items. To demonstrate this, let's view a page where the table is. You can see that visitor can now sort the items in a particular column alphabetically. Okay, on to the next option. Enable this to let the visitor filter or search the table. Only rows with the search word in them are shown. Let's view the front end. You can see a search box here. Let's search for JSON. As you can see, only the row with the search word is shown now. Okay, check this box to enable pagination of the table by the visitor. You can set how many rows per page will be displayed at a time. By default, it is 10. You can set these to any values. Since we have 5 rows in our table, for demonstration, let's set it to 2. Now click Save Changes and navigate to the front end. Refresh the page. This time, only 2 rows are displayed at a time, although you can change the number of rows displayed. In addition, we get to see this previous and next navigations. Because we enabled pagination. Okay then, let's disable that and hit Save Changes. Now refresh the page. See, this time all the 5 rows are displayed. In case we have 50 or 100 items, all of them would have been displayed here. Also, you don't see the navigation links like previous and next. However, this doesn't look good. So, Let's get back and enable the option. The next option is pagination length change. By enabling it, you can allow the visitors to change the number of rows shown while using pagination. Let's disable it and see what happens. First, click Save Changes and then view the content. Now you see all the pagination is enabled. A visitor can't determine how many rows they like to see at a time. However, allowing to change the pagination length is standard practice. So let's enable it and move on to the next option. It's titled Info. Here you can enable the table information display with information about the currently visible data like the number of rows. Let's see what this means. Go to the front end. See this thing. It says showing 1 to 2 of 5 entities. This is the display of table information, like how many table entities the table has and how many of them are currently being displayed. Let's disable the option to see what happens. Hit Save Changes and navigate to the front end. See, this time no such information is displayed. Now navigate to the backend and enable it since it is standard practice. The next option is horizontal scrolling. This is a suitable option when the table has quite a big number of columns. However, we don't need this since our table has only 5 columns. The next section is column commands, additional parameters from the DataTables documentation to be added to the JS call for advanced use only. With that said, here ends step number 5. Now step number 6. If you can remember, we previously covered only 2 tabs. They are all tables and add new. Now let's explore the other tabs. Click this to import tables from external sources. You can upload a file from your computer, or you can specify a URL. Alternatively, you can locate a path on the web server. You can also have the option for manual input. These are the important formats: CSV, HTML, JSON, XLS, XLSX. You can use the import to add a new table or replace an existing one. Even append rows to an existing table. In the case of replacing and appending, you need to choose an existing table. Lastly, hit the import button. Well, now let's click the Export a Table subtab. You need to click this subtab to export one or more existing table from the website. The existing tables will appear here in this box. You can select one or more of them. Alternatively, you can select all of them, hit a single click. Here, a little tip as to how to select multiple tables. As it suggests, hold down the Control key in case of Windows and the Command key in case of Mac. These are the available export formats: CSV, HTML and JSON. you have the options to create a zip archive while exporting. Finally, hit the Download Export File button. Your table will be downloaded. Now, navigate to Plugin Options. One thing to note here is that you can use these tabs as well to navigate. Well, put your custom CSS code here in this box. Here, you get to decide where the WordPress sidebar, the TablePress plugin tab will stay. By default, it is top level. Let's move it to top level. Hit Save Changes. See, the TablePress tab has moved upward in the sidebar. You can also place it under any section shown here. Let's choose Settings. Now click Save Changes. See, TablePress is now shown as a sub-tab under the Settings tab. So that's all. We have reached the end of this video training. I hope you liked the video. Please show your appreciation by smashing the thumbs up icon. Share this video with your friends and associates. Subscribe to the channel unless you already have done that. In addition, hit the bell icon to receive instant notification upon uploading new videos to the channel. Okay then, until the next time, have a great day.